Are we ready? All right. Call roll, establish a quorum, please.
Senator Albritton,
Here.
Senator Chambliss,
Here.
Senator Beasley, Senator Coleman, Senator Coleman Madison,
Here.
Senator Elliott, Senator Gavan, Senator Jones, Senator Kelly, Senator Livingston, Senator Orr, Senator Price, Senator Shonut, Senator Stewart,
Here.
Senator Stutz, Senator Weaver.
We have quorum. Thank you. First off, I had 3 bills on the agenda. You'll see that we have 2 because the other one was declared to be incomprehensible or whatever, so we delayed that one. I think that was one of mine I sponsored. On SB 122, there is a substitute due, and that is not prepared, so at the sponsor, we'll carry that bill over. That leaves us with the last bill. Call that bill, please, Ms.
SB
Clerk.
162, Senator Butler.
Senator Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is a simple bill that just allows the Board of Veterinary Medical Examiners to have the first increase in their stipend in 18 years, from $200 to $600 per meeting.
I've been told that there may be a motion for a non-favorable report, but we'll hold off on that for now. Never mind. I'm trying to lighten things up, guys. Questions or comments? Senator Coleman Madison.
Senator Butler, their fees or stipends are paid out of dues that they collect. Is that correct?
I'm sorry.
Where does the money come from to pay the stipend?
I'm assuming from their fees that they generate.
It's from 200 to 600 is a big jump.
And been done in 18 years.
Is this based on the consumer price index or something like that? Or what? Just the number that they pulled out of the air? Huh? I'm just wondering. It's a big jump from 200 to 600. I can make them from 200 to 400 to 500, 450.
Maybe we ought to refer to the people that do the legislative increases.
Okay. Is somebody here to tell us about that? Is he a member of the board?
I think Jeff represents the board.
Chairman.
Well, Senator Coleman Madison has the mic.
I'm just trying to get some
I'm trying to answer her
clarification.
Oh, okay. A former veterinarian. I don't know if he's still, but he's still a veterinarian.
I'm still trying to reconcile his career.
I'm still a veterinarian, but not
Go ahead,
practicing.
Senator. Go ahead.
Obviously. The answer to that is, I mean, obviously part of it's inflation, but they're frequently paying someone else to work in their office while they're away doing these services. The overhead, if they leave for a board meeting for one day, they obviously cannot just give their employees that day off and say, clock out, I'm not going to be there that day. So all the ongoing overhead of their office is still there. And, I think I will guarantee you the veterinarian that's taking that is not making a profit by going down there that day.
How often do they meet?
I don't know. I'm not actively involved. I'm just addressing the financial aspect of running a private practice.
Quarterly.
Ms. Chairman.
Senator Coleman.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate the response from the gentleman in his field.
license and fees is where the money is generated for their compensation as service on the board. Has not been increased in 18 years. And relative to the CPI over 18 years, I think it's fair.
Has the license fee gone up also in the 18 years?
Dr. Stutz, you're the,
I have no idea. I
Okay.
surrendered my veterinary license 30 years ago while I was in residency.
All right. All right.
Mr. Chairman.
I think, okay. Go ahead, Senator.
I was just going to say, you know, I hear the concerns, but I think of it, having looked at some of these boards on Sunset and other places, you got to pay people. People are not going to be willing to serve if they're losing money, pure and simple. I don't think you're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel on some of these, trying to get people to serve. So that's where I come at it from. Thank you.
Senator Elliott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think we pay most of our occupational board members. If you look back through, most of them are unpaid, if I remember correctly. So this one is set apart. And my colleague from Jefferson County, she points out, you know, hey, I don't get reimbursed when I've left. So this is not only is it a standout to begin with, but then it is a tripling of that amount to the tune of $3,200 a meeting is what the fiscal note says on it. Each meeting.
If I might make a comment on this, I don't think that there's an aversion necessarily to having an increase after the time frame that Senator Butler indicates. But I would like to go ahead and take a vote and get this out of the committee. However, if the sponsor would give some opportunity to have some input to answer the questions and maybe even have some moderation or something along that line if need be. I'm not suggesting we do anything along that line necessarily, but I think we need to have a discussion to get some figures out before we get to the floor. Is that?
I'll certainly be glad to work with him. I think all the board members know Mr. Martin. He's available too.
Do I have a motion? We have a motion. We have a second. Y'all want to call a long roll? Okay, long roll.
Senator Albritton?
Aye.
Senator Chambliss? Senator Beasley? Senator Coleman? Senator Coleman Madison? Senator Elliott? Senator Gavan? Senator Jones? Senator Kelly? Senator Livingston? Senator Orr? Senator Price? Senator Shonut? Senator Stewart? Senator Stutz? Senator Weaver?
Ten to 5, we have a favorable report. 10 to 3, I'm sorry. We'll have a favorable report. Thank you. We
Thank you,
stand
Mr.
adjourned.
Chairman.
Oh, one more item, if I may. It is anticipated that the House is going to be getting the general fund maybe through committee today, I think, and then next week get through the House. So it'll be in our House, if you will, next week, by the end of next week. I would suggest that we take a look once it gets through the committee. Every one of us needs to go and pull those documents up and start reviewing so we can be prepared to deal with it. Whichever. We spent a few $1 million to upgrade. Maybe it won't. But let's start paying attention to this and let's start getting our ducks in a row. And if you have questions, come to me with them. Requests, suggestions, amendments, whatever else. All right? Thank you. We're adjourned.